Here we are again, some more rocks to identify. We're going to start off with sandstone. This thing is kind of filthy, to be entirely honest. I don't think I could call this a quartz arenite. There's quite a bit of different grain size and variation. It's definitely not as sparkly as it usually is. Sorry for the finger. Let's pull this out and try to break that. Alright, it won't break that easily. But it did crush down quite easily, so that's always nice. The other portion. Look at the top here. Well, there's kind of I didn't notice this when I inspected it originally. That delineation of that top, what look to be quartz grains. The size difference compared to this kind of smaller, more pewtery colored grains. It's quite a significant difference. I will crush this up for soil amendments. This, next up, usual candidate, a quartz arenite. Let's find the open spot here. Here we go. Yeah, pretty can tell in this variable grain size. Didn't have a ton of different types of grains in it. It's pretty much quartz. So this to me would be a quartz arenite. Yeah, this thing's mature, but not super mature. I think super mature, you'd get grain sizes that were nearly all spherical and very small. Considering there's a different grain sizes in this, means that this could get broken down farther in the future. And become more and more mature as time passes. All right. Next up, something I thought I would never discover in the creek, because I hardly discover it anywhere. I do believe we've got some basalt. You know, aphanitic texture, dark, going to be made up of mafic minerals. This was very dense. This was very difficult to break open for how small it was. And I believe what would, the clear shining that's going on in there would be calcic feldspars, plagioclase, I do believe. They need to have the, olivines and pyroxenes at this point. Now, I could be wrong, but I think basalt really is more common in maybe underground or underwater volcanoes. That's why you get this aphanitic texture as it comes out onto the seafloor and cools so fast that the grain size is very difficult to see. Now, if it cools even quicker than this piece, if this piece were to cool probably almost instantly, you'd get obsidian. So really neat. This, if I had an easier way to break this up, I would use this as a soil amendment basalt is a lot of studies done on it for its ability to be good for plants. Silica, which this is not a high silica rock, but that's been tested. So really neat, very exciting for me. Next up, something totally unusual for me. Do not know what this is. I think it's mostly quartz, I believe, is what I wrote down. Now, is it quartz with staining? You know, a hematite staining. Now, why I think it's quartz is because it's glassy, and I can't pick up any cleavage planes that look perfect. So it helps me rule out feldspars in my mind. The other part of it. So yeah, that's all I really thought I identified in here. Let me know what you think. Very curious about this. But yeah, I kind of think this is just quartz with staining. All right. Another very unusual piece. I didn't break this open because it was already very small. Now that I think is plagioclase. And of course, the sun isn't as bright today. But when I inspected this with more magnification, I did see what I thought at the time was nice. A nice cleavage plane. Now, this seems to be mostly made up of dark minerals. But there are circular minerals to this that are a dark green, and they're circular and flat, like a disc. So they're like disc shaped. I don't really know where to begin with this. Its overall darker appearance to me, I'd give it some sort of, some sort of gabbro. I don't even know if this is metamorphic or igneous. If it's igneous, I'd say it'd be some sort of gabbro. Just a lot of reflective surfaces. If you have any idea, let me know. Because it is very beautiful. This little chip stood out to me amongst everything. So let me know. All right. And lastly, I'm leaving this for last because I was very, let me pan out here, very excited for this. Hopefully this comes across as beautiful as it looks in person. This has such deep coloring. The red coloring in this is something I'm not used to. Now, under that reflective, so I will now say that there's definitely feldspars in here. Definitely quartz. I think that type of shining up there is a feldspar, and it's like a bloodish red, black coloration. I won't really know where to begin identifying this as a rock type. You know, my gut wants to say igneous, you know, quartz and feldspars, but the coloration in this is just something I haven't come across. So I don't know if these are specific colors for specific minerals or if it's staining of some sort. The outside, when I found this, looked like you were looking through glass, and on the other side is where the color comes from, but yeah, very, very unique for me. Here's the bigger chunk. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, now that to me would be a feldspar up top there. So I don't look at these in the sun for identification. I use a jeweler's loupe, which has a light on it. So I see reflective surfaces, but I don't see them as clearly and as part of a large scale like that. With the loupe. See, even that down there. That's really nice. Yeah, so there's definitely feldspars in here. So is this a type of granite, a granitoid? Or this is that potassium feldspar, or is this a different type of feldspar that's also pink? All right. Yeah, let me know what all of you think in the comments. You know, once again, I'm not an expert, but I've definitely grown an appreciation for trying to identify the minerals and different types of rocks from my area. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.